What's good, people? Yeah. How y'all doing? All right. It's your grown man, John Beal here, also known as Professor Billionaire. And lately we've been talking about the conversation at hand is AI in music, artificial intelligence. So you've got all of these new platforms that people are using to make music. Suno AI. Um, what else? I don't even remember all of them. There's a whole bunch of them. But all of these things, even Logic Pro has an AI built into it, and all of these things are supposed to make our lives easier. Supposed to be an equal level the playing field. It's like Suno AI is even has this whole ad campaign that says like Suno AI is supposed to do for music what iPhone did for photography. Every, iPhone made everybody a photographer. The Suno is supposed to make everybody a musician. Hmm. But here's the reality. Everybody's not a musician. Everybody's not an artist. Everybody is not, well, let me just say this. Everybody is not a professional artist, I should say. Everybody has the ability to create art on some form or another. But everybody isn't supposed to be a professional artist. Everybody is supposed to be able to appreciate art. Art comes from the divine, in my opinion. Art comes from that part of us that is, the human side of us. It is the God within us, the creative that's in us. And if it's machine learning, if it's derivative, my question is that art? Or is it just something that is a mimic or an imitation of art? I don't know. One of the things that I have a huge problem with a lot of this AI inspired music is that it's extremely derivative in how, yeah, it sounds perfect. When you hear it, you you pop stuff in and it's like, yeah, man, that sounds great. But yeah, if you listen closely, it sounds like something else that somebody's already done. And if you listen real closely, it sounds like, oh man, it sounds good because you've heard it before. Why have you heard it before? Because it's copying what somebody's heard before. And it's not copying it and putting its own spin on it. It's literally copying it, and maybe it's just importing different lyrics. It's not being creative. It's just recreating what's already been done. The difference is because it's a machine or it's an artificial, it can do it. It can pull from thousands, if not millions, of resources in a matter of seconds and compile it and pull it all together, all these millions of ideas that people have put together, and just combine these ideas and spit something out at you. But they're not original ideas. And it's really intellectual property that is damaged, that is stolen. And these tech boys, I'll call it these tech assholes that don't have any respect for intellectual property, have, they think it's okay. These jerks like Spotify, Spotify's decided to get together with UMG Music, United Masters, and a few other companies. They want to start launching artificial intelligence artists for, to start presenting to you guys. Yeah, I guess they think y'all are stupid. They're going to start presenting artificial artists to you guys. It's coming. Yeah. Y'all are going to have to differentiate now from what's real and what's fake. Oh, I'm not worried about y'all. I think y'all will be able to tell real quick. Because here's what's going on. As artificial intelligence gets more sophisticated, our brains as consumers gets more sophisticated as well. And you all are going to demand a more authentic experience. I have faith in that. I do not believe that artificial intelligence is going to ruin the industry. So I am not one of these people that is all doom and gloom and like, oh man, the sky is falling. AI is going to kill the music industry. I am actually just the opposite. I am like, man, go ahead and let AI do what it does. And real musicians just continue to work on your craft. Continue to do what you are supposed to do. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't learn all that you can learn about AI, because if you don't learn about technology, you will, go into obsolescence. You do need to learn about, it's like people who didn't learn how to use a computer, it's, they became obsolete. You have to learn and embrace new technology. But understand, it's not going to replace you. You just learn the tool. It's just a tool. But you have to hone your own craft and your own creativity. It's not going to be able to give that human emotion, that feel. Yeah, it's going to imitate it. It may imitate it really, really well at some point. But it's still going to be derivative. It's not going to be the true art. The minute it becomes true art, then it's no longer artificial intelligence. At that point, it's a life form. Then it's a whole different conversation. Because are we dealing with artificial intelligence at that point? Then we're talking about maybe it's a genesis of a new life form. That's a different conversation. That's a scary thought. Are we dealing with a life form at that point? I know. I just went off a deep end. Whoa. That's a real question, though. And it's a theological question. That's one of those situations, man playing God. I mean, whew. Yeah. It's deep. But in the meantime, I think we're a ways off from that. The reality is all of these companies that are laying off people and using AI as an excuse for laying folks off and excuse me, I'm sorry about that. AI, I can tell you right now, is not as advanced as people are saying it is. they're using AI as an excuse to lay people off to increase their bottom lines. AI can't do so many jobs. It's still screwing up a lot of simple things that humans can do. It in a lot of cases, the minute you throw a variable in the equation that AI didn't foresee, it gets stomped, and it doesn't know how to deal with the variable or the change. And when that happens, a human has to come and intervene. But these companies don't really want to admit that. In the meantime, they just want to say that they can, they want to eliminate, for their stockholders, want to say, we've cut 14,000 jobs to save some money so that their stock prices can go up. Yeah, and a lot of times, and I get it. I'm a stockholder on some of these companies, and it looks good on paper, and it's cool. But in the long run, it's not, it doesn't serve well, because then you're eliminating your customers. That's the other thing. People, the other part of the equation is, who are your first customers? Your first customers are usually your employees. So I know I just kind of went off into another subject there, but it's kind of the same thing, even with the music side of things. Who are your first customers? Other musicians. So if you're trying to eliminate musicians out of the equation and just have AI, yeah, you're eliminating the artist out of the equation. It's not an art form. It's just, it's just noise at that point. You have sound and you have music. If it's not music, it's noise. It's white noise. And it's, just garbage. I think the salvation of this whole thing is going to be live musicians playing together in a room again and feeling a certain kind of way with each other. It's just my thoughts. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Don't really have a whole lot else to say about this. I hope y'all got something out of this. My opinions on this. These are just my opinions, my random thoughts and meanderings from Professor Billionaire. I'll see you guys on the flip side. If you guys have anything, chime in the comments. If y'all disagree, agree. If you think I'm full of crap on it, whatever. But I think our future as music folks and artists, I think we're safe for a while. Now, mastering engineers, I think y'all cooked. Sorry.